2013, a time before algorithms decided what you watched, liked, and believed. When brain rot wasn't a thing and reels didn't exist. Basically, back when everyone thought of viruses as biology's homework and not as killing machines. And when F1 still had that hairbrush logo. Many would call it simpler times, but in the F1 world, some huge changes were coming. It all started in 2014 when F1 decided to change its engine regulation. But before that, natural order of sport looked like this. An energy drink company that didn't sell anything related to motorsport had just dominated the pinnacle of motorsport for 4 straight years. It made Sebastian Vettel untouchable. The question wasn't if he would win again, it was how many more he'd collect.
We have to remember these days.
Lewis Hamilton still had only one championship, and moving to Mercedes was still a gamble, as described by Jeremy Clarkson.
You have moved from McLaren to Mercedes. Is that not a bit like moving from Manchester United to West Ham?
After a mediocre 2030 season at Mercedes, Lewis would have probably thought the same. Should have switched. Nico Rosberg was still friends with Hamilton, nothing complicated, at least not yet. Ferrari was still Ferrari, traumatizing their drivers, but the good thing was, in the last 4 years, they had at least fought for the championship twice, which is already more than what Leclerc can talk about. The bad thing, they didn't even win it once, which gave us this iconic meme. But hey, logic or delusion says that at this rate, they can at least win once in the coming decade, right? And then 2014 arrived and detonated multiple careers at once. Some went up, some went down, and some just got destroyed into dust. Formula 1 didn't just tweak the engines, it completely rewrote what an engine even was. The old V8s were gone, in their place came 1.6 litre turbo hybrid engines. Less noise, more efficiency, and way more complexity. Suddenly, power wasn't just about horsepower, it was about energy recovery system, battery deployment, thermal efficiency, and how smartly you could use fuel over a lap. And this is where Formula 1 split in two. One side which threw money and had competent engineers to make use of it, like Mercedes. And second side which also had money and somewhat competent engineers but was run by Italians, like Ferrari. Oh wait, there was a third side as well, French, which didn't have money nor the competent engineers, like Renault. Now we will talk about Ferrari, Red Bull and other incompetent assholes of that era. But first we need to talk about...
He's going to go for it down the inside. Lewis Hamilton comes back into the lead. Hamilton's gone. Oh, and to be fair, Hamilton has actually got more than 5 points now. And Hamilton's at a massive...
From 2014 to 2016, Mercedes won 51 out of 59 races. They weren't faster because they had better drivers. They were definitely not smarter on strategies. They were faster because their engine concept worked in a way nobody else's did. Call them lucky assholes if you don't understand the competence of engineers and concept of money. But once that gap existed, it stayed. At least until 2016. After that, it was a different story. Stick around for that. In Australia 2014, they locked out the front row, but Lewis Hamilton's engine blowed up, handing the win to Nico Rosberg. In Malaysia, they finished half a minute ahead, but team orders were there. And in Bahrain, we finally got...
Rosberg against Hamilton. Hamilton fights back. Rosberg now. Hamilton just couldn't get the traction to fight right back. And towards turn 4 we go. This is where Rosberg went off for the first lap. This is where Hamilton...
And Lewis won that race after a defensive masterclass and would win every race until Spain. Oh God, we need this race back. Then Monaco 2014 happened, where in qualifying, Rosberg suspiciously locked up at Marabou, which meant because of yellow flags, Hamilton couldn't finish his lap, and Rosberg won the race. Now after this, Lewis won 6 races to Nico's 3, but the title went till Abu Dhabi because of reliability issues on both sides, Nico's consistency and Hamilton's mistakes. Hamilton won the title eventually, but it wasn't so plain sailing, as Bernie Ecclestone brought in double points, which meant the winner received 50 points, second got 36 and third 30, etc, etc, which gave a fighting chance to Nico Brittany Rosberg. But because of his fucked up engine, he didn't put up much fight. 2015 was a similar story. Hamilton won 10 races to Rosberg 6. But the frustration from the Rosberg side was pretty visible when during the cooldown room, Rosberg threw his cap at Hamilton. In 2016, Rosberg came out swinging, man on a mission, baby.
Nico Rosberg wins! Rosberg wins the Bahrain Grand Prix! Rosberg has made it 3 wins out of 3. It's Nico Rosberg who wins in Russia.
For the first time, Hamilton was chasing. Then came Spain 2016, turn 4.
Around turn 3 we go, and it's Nico Rosberg, and Hamilton's onto the grass, and Hamilton's had a massive crash, and he's crashed into his teammate, the 2 Mercedes.
The dominant team had taken itself out of the race. This is where the rivalry peaked. Remember this moment because we will come back to it. For the rest of the season, Rosberg stayed consistent, Hamilton fought back. Season, the championship went down to Abu Dhabi. Rosberg finished second, Hamilton won the race, and Rosberg won the championship by 5 points. and became the Monaco-based YouTuber who beat Lewis Hamilton in the same race. Many also say that Malaysia engine explosion was the reason Hamilton finally lost the championship in 2016. But whatever. Let's discuss 2014 to 2016 for Red Bull, McLaren and Ferrari, which may not have dominated, but it wasn't deprived of drama at least. So 2014, the fifth season, or you can say the fifth rematch of Fernando Alonso versus Ferrari. And as is written in history, premonition by God and destiny of every Ferrari driver, Fernando Alonso lost, and at the end of 2014 he said, "I'm out," and left Ferrari. Not because he was done with suffering, but because he thought McLaren would be better, but it wasn't.
CV2 engine. CV2. The engine was good, much slower than before.
I'm going to try 3 times, please, Fernando.
I tried already, so try yourself. How the hell they can overtake me? 300 meters behind me.
That Honda engine was so bad that after 4 years of psychological damage, he went, no, not that. He just retired at the end of 2018. Now let's talk about Sebastian Vettel, aka 4-time consecutive world champion, who got beaten by the new kid in the 2014 season. Did I mention the new kid? Alright, so at the end of 2013, Mark Webber retired. Probably because he was too tired from hearing,
I was racing, I was faster, I passed him, I won.
Every Sunday. And in his replacement came Daniel Ricciardo, another Australian but with a big smile, curly hair, and in his first season he finished third after the 2 Mercedes and Vettel finished 5th, a 71 points gap, which can't be explained by reliability or bad luck, just that Ricciardo adapted way better to the new regulations than Vettel did. And Australians were thrilled. Multi-21 revenge therapy was finally complete. So much so that all 3 races not won by Mercedes in 2014 were won by one man, Daniel Ricciardo. The kid was legit. But. Luck and timing has a role to play in F1, always. But let's get back to Vettel. Because he left Red Bull, no one really knows why. Maybe it's aforementioned luck or timing, or just the German gods looking elsewhere, that unfortunately Sebastian Vettel joined Ferrari for 2015 and beyond. Oh my god. At first, it wasn't terrible. In 2015, Ferrari won 5 races and 3 of them by Vettel himself, alongside with the Real Iceman.
Ferrari's back.
It was poetic as well, a German trying to replicate the success of another German, that is Michael Schumacher, in the story team. Unfortunately, in 2025 we have learned something important. Aura farming does not win championships.
I'm just useless.
Because 2016 arrived and Ferrari won 0 races. 0. Still, 2017 and 18 would look like progress. Stick around for that once in a decade miracle. But before that, we need to go back to 2016, to the peak moment of rivalry, when something else also happened.
Max Verstappen wins a Formula 1 Grand Prix.
When a man, a myth, a legend was introduced to the world. Well, I'll stop aura farming for the guy who doesn't need it and say Max Verstappen won his first race, which also happened to be his first race with Red Bull's senior team, and become the youngest race winner ever. And hence, Red Bull found his new supercar. Oh no. Not yet, he still needed some polishing.
Shouldn't be feeling too comfortable for a while, and Verstappen goes straight. Spin. This is what happened to Max Verstappen. Totally lost it going through far.
Yeah, on the restart, cold tyre.
Normal line. Yeah.
And Red Bull superstar was still Daniel Ricciardo. At least he hoped so. By 2017, manufacturers finally started catching up. Valtteri Bottas joined Mercedes, supposedly thinking he would be Hamilton's biggest rival.
Valtteri, it's James. Please abort.
He wasn't. Hamilton's real rival was Sebastian Vettel, leading Ferrari. Finally Ferrari's back. In 2017, Sid put up a decent fight, but Hamilton still won the title comfortably. Whereas 2018 was a bit of a challenge for Mercedes. Arguably, 2018 was the closest Ferrari and Mercedes ever got. Vettel got a pretty good start of the season, winning 4 of the first 10 races, whereas Hamilton only won 3. And round 11 was set to be a great race for Vettel. It was a German Grand Prix. Vettel was a German. A chance to extend his championship lead in front of the home crowd, who had an opportunity for him, and he's in the ball.
Fuck's sake.
Sebastian Vettel crumbled under the pressure, and from then, Lewis Hamilton won race after race after race. And despite them having a good pace, Ferrari just kept being Ferrari, like sending out their driver on the wrong tire for qualifying during Japanese Grand Prix. Yep, that was still going on. Obviously, Lewis and Mercedes won the championship in 2018. They won 2019 and 2020 as well due to lack of competition. But that period was a transformation period for Red Bull and Ferrari, and something big was coming.
Yeah, whether you're ahead or you're behind.
After a series of errors by Seb in 2018, Ferrari were beginning to question if he was the right leader for the team going forward. Then a young rookie from 2018 who has shown some real promise got promoted from Sauber to Ferrari for the 2019 season, just after 1 year in F1. As soon as he got to the depressing red team, he showed us that maybe it wasn't so depressing after all. And by the end of the year, Leclerc had thwarted Vettel by 24 points in his first year. But not only that, he won Monza.
A podium with so many people, so many red people, and just cheering for the same color and for the same team feels absolutely amazing. It's an incredible day.
The Italian Grand Prix in a Ferrari. The entire country went crazy, adopted this young Monegasque kid as one of their own, mostly because the driver hadn't been able to win Monza in Ferrari since 2010, which was 9 years ago. That started the beginning of the end for Sebastian Vettel, which eventually did happen.
I hereby announce my retirement from Formula One by the end of the 2022 season.
As he got pushed out from the Ferrari in favor of young talent. Okay guys, that's it. If I record anymore, I'll die editing this video. So if you want a video for the Clash of Titans in 2021, the rise and domination of this man over here, comment and subscribe to the channel.